Hi, I'm Nathaniel, and this is what you need to know today. So we're going to be talking about everything that happened this week with the recent trip that Rob Luna made on the HUMBL Day with Brian Foote and his team. But before I go any further, I have to tell you, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a stockbroker. Everything I talk about on this channel are my own thoughts and opinions. Always make sure you do your own DD. I am, however, an electrician who just so happens to like to trade stocks, and I am really big on HUMBL. Just want to say that. I love what they're doing over there. So with that all out of the way, let's get right into it. So what happened and what has been leading up to this week? So first of all, we get on CNBC News and we get an interview with Brian Foote. They give him, maybe 5 minutes. And then from there, Charles Payne invited Brian Foote onto his time on the network, you might say, on Fox Business. And thank you, Charles, for that, because you gave us some great exposure to the world about HUMBL. And so that interview went really well. And then from there, Rob Luna started reaching out to Brian Foote and the team and wanted to do a visit to their location. Of course, some of you folks out there were maybe skeptical about whether or not HUMBL has an actual location. And as we know, they do. We saw it this past week.
What's up, guys? We just got here to HUMBL headquarters, San Diego. This guy's been following me around all day long, so we're gonna make sure that we get more footage to you guys. Haven't done a lot of IG lives, as many as I promised you guys. I apologize that, but we're been in a lot of good conversations today to get you guys some information about what's going on. I just saw from my man Charles Payne. He's gonna ask me about the visit tomorrow. I can't push that, but he does. I have some information that I'll be able to share with you guys on that tomorrow. But let's take a look around. Where is the flip the camera section? Let's see. There you go. Cool. So here it is. They just literally, what I'm being told, that the HUMBL guys are do-it-yourselfers, so they didn't hire movers. They crammed a 5-week move into 5 days. These are 2 of the NFTs they did. Now this, for those of you who know me, this is absolutely my favorite celebrity, The Rock. So it was pretty cool to see that. Here's a facility. There's these coconuts. I think we're going to be having a serious meeting here pretty soon. There's the man, the myth, the legend over there. Just showing everybody around.
This is the debut of HUMBL.
Yeah, you want
HQ right here.
Yeah. You want to show them your office?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So thanks again to the team for building this. We spent 5 overnights getting this done for you to show up here. So glad you get to see it. You got the HUMBL wall there, the skateboard. This is the podcast studio.
Yeah, so you said here, August you're going to start podcast.
Yeah, we'll do about once a week here with different guys from sports or music, entertainment, finance, blockchain. So it's going to be a really nice sort of hybrid approach to the podcast. We have some very specific ideas that we're working on with iHeart and Clear Channel about it. So
very cool.
Should be really cool, yeah.
And this is what happened to Aaron Rodgers? Jersey.
Oh, he's clear. There you go. There's some cleats right there. That's a grass game right here.
Is it?
See right here. That's
very
cool. Grass game. So we got the new office going. Woke bar. And then, this is the honeycomb sunset mural that we
have to
this weekend. So
I'll have to take a picture.
Yeah, for sure.
Looks cool. Yeah.
We got a local muralist to come in here and do it.
Very
really cool. Like he's a stencil.
Very cool.
This would be their conference table area.
Cool. Well, cool, guys. That's a little bit of a look here. I'm going to sit down with these guys. There's a couple of presentations that I've gone through already, looking at the NFT, looking at the payment process, looking at some of the deals that they have in the works. Some of them I'm not authorized to be able to disclose, some things that I could tell you about. Again, I'm going to be on Fox Business tomorrow on Making Money. The show runs 11 to noon. Not sure what time I'm going to be on there. I will be on there. I saw Charles tweet out that he's willing to ask some questions, so we'll see if they want to do that. But so far, I think we're able to answer a lot of the questions that you guys have. Obviously, like I've been telling you, a lot of guys, earlier when we were talking about a company at this stage, usually it's a private equity, venture capital type of place. And so a lot of it is in development stage, but there's a lot of things in the works that are going on. Like I said, some things that I can't talk about, but some things that are a lot clearer to me now to be able to go back, digest that. There's some financials that we're going to be pulling over the next couple of weeks, and that's what I was telling you guys about in terms of taking time. Today, my idea was to really get in here, meet the team. I wanted to understand the strategy. I wanted to see some of the people who were responsible for executing the strategy. I obviously wanted to talk to some of the strategic partners. We met some of the people at Monster who are going to be helping promote the company, some of the NFTs. We sat down with Athletes First, and you guys who know Athletes First, I was familiar with them working with NFL players. They represent about 1/3 of the NFL. So sat down and talked with the CEO over there, got some information on that. I'm going to be meeting with the people that are responsible for the pay. I know you guys are asking about P2P and some of those things that I hope to provide you guys some more information on. But Albert, what's up, brother? But in any case, guys, I've got a lot of work to do with these guys. I've got all these guys that are going to sit down with me. I got some more tough questions for them. I'm keeping these guys on their toes, so we'll be responding back. Thanks, you guys, and gotta sign off now so I could ask some questions. Thanks a lot. Wait for somebody to come on.
Brian and his team was giving Rob Luna a tour. You could see the video camera guy walking around there. We got to see the podcast room where they have 4 mics set up. And we saw the green wall, of course, with HUMBL all over it, and the really cool mural there with HUMBL also written on it. It feels like a very hip location to work, and I'm pretty sure that's what HUMBL wants to be, because they're building out a super app for the future. So gotta have a cool place to work at, right? Kind of like a Google or Amazon type of environment, studio type of place, right? So anyways, so Rob Luna sets up this interview. We've been waiting for a while to go to the new location that they have, and they had like a grand opening, you might say, to their new location. And I think it went very well. I think obviously, if you didn't know it, Rob Luna had to sign an NDA, which is critical in all this because an NDA is a non-disclosure agreement. So everything that he saw, heard, talked about over there is all stuff that we do not know. We are not in the know to know what now Rob Luna knows. So he has insider information that we do not have. So you know the saying, you don't know what you don't know, right? But Rob Luna does know what he knows now. So the point is that the feeling I got from him talking everything when he was doing his live shots is that he was very enthusiastic and kind of excited about what HUMBL and the team over there are doing. Not to mention, he also visited with Monster Creative, which is now owned by HUMBL.
So we got people coming in, HUMBL proud. I think there's gonna be a lot of HUMBL stuff coming in here.
And you got to show them the spread. That
Yeah,
we set up
this
for
is
you,
this is the stuff. This is all the keto donuts. So this is Monster, where there's a pending term sheet. There's going to be an acquisition where they're going to help facilitate some of the NFT market. They were showing me some of the trailers that they've done for Marvel. Here's some of the awards that they have. These guys have done pretty good. Sorry for getting on late. We had a meeting in the SUV before. I asked a lot of tough questions. I had Brian pinned in the SUV for about an hour asking some of the questions that you guys are talking about, get a better understanding of the listing, some of the peer-to-peer, what's going on with some of the ticketing. A lot of good information. I said I'm going to be putting that out to you guys. We're going to be heading here out of here in about an hour. We're going to be heading to Athletes First. Now, Athletes First is extremely important because that's going to be really where the NFT marketplace is going to be taking place. There's some deals that I may or may not be able to talk to that I'm getting information on, having to sign an NDA, but I want to let you guys know all the questions that you have asked so far, and I had a lot tougher ones also, are being answered by Brian and the team. So just wanted to post in because I told Brian, hey, I've got to let these guys know what's going on, promise to do it. So I'm going to get you guys more information as it comes. I think also what's going to be cool is they said they've been up like really late at night moving into the new office. And so I know for a lot of you guys, you want to see what the new office looks like. I think it's a 50-person office. One of the things that they told me about also was some of the new funding, which I think is extremely important, a lot of the human capital that they're going to need to be able to execute on this. So a lot more coming up. I'll show you guys around here a little bit more. There's the camera guy. They're recording a lot of this. There's already pre-recording. So here's everybody. Say hi. It's like
Rob Luna also went and visited Athletes First, which represents 1/3 of the NFL. And with this collaboration with Athletes First, they're going to help be providing the NFTs for HUMBL when it comes to the NFL. So there's lots of exciting things happening with HUMBL and all the collaboration that they have going on with all these different organizations. And we know yet there is still more things to come.
Hey, what's up, guys? We are here at Athletes First. Brian and I, we're going to be meeting with some of the executive team here. I think you guys know we just came back from Monster. Basically kind of putting it all together in terms of the NFT marketplace, in terms of where the creative is done. Now we're going to be here talking to some of the staff here, executives here, about what does that look like in the NFT space? How do we put that all together? How are we able to monetize that? Here, we're going to probably be here for the next hour and a half to 2 hours. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a tour. Maybe we'll pop in a minute. But here's some of the names of the people they work with. Who's that Aaron Rodgers guy?
The greatest tunnel entry, Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer John Lynch. So we got Clay Matthews, did a lot of cool marketing work. Steve Young, the legend. So we got some really cool guys here in the shop. Jalen Ramsey obviously has a lot of swag. So super cool group. It's a great group at Athletes First. Very client focused group. So we're looking forward to doing some work with them in sports and entertainment around ticketing and NFTs, which we think will be a converged sort of state for the customer over time. So it should be a pretty good.
And guys, we got this gentleman over here who's been following us around. He's going to be
he's trying to get the Bobby Wagner.
He's going to be curating something.
I
I told you guys I would do live, so I wanted to do that. But also, there's going to be another video that we can put out of things that we could share tomorrow. But just wanted to pop in, say hi to you guys, let you know where we're at, and we'll update you in a little bit. Thanks, guys.
Ticketing and NFTs on the blockchain.
So lots of really great things happening. So all along this, he's doing the videos. He says that he's going to do a recap in 2 weeks. He's going to give us his thoughts in 2 weeks. Well, I think he already has a pretty good idea what his thoughts are. Probably by the end of the day that he met with them on Thursday, or if not, the following day. He already knows how he feels about HUMBL, and he's holding off for something else. And I think that has to do with the app update release, because there's other things that coincide with this. And I like to kind of read a little bit between the lines sometimes, because sometimes there's hidden little messages and things that there's no other way to get around it. But that's just how it is. So this is my own thoughts and opinions, of course. So, Rob Luna goes on there and says that on the 40-second slot that he got on Charles Payne's TV show there on Fox Business, he basically says that, well, let's see what he says. Let's check out the video.
I was interviewing the CEO of HUMBL, the mobile pay company, and not long ago you were on that same show. Turns out you went to visit the company. Tell us what you saw.
Yeah, talk about an underdog, Luke, saying, this is a tremendous underdog, but you look at their idea, Charles, this is $1 trillion idea, right? They're looking to take blockchain, all the verticals within it, buying tickets, NFTs, real estate, everything that's within there. They're looking to put it in an app and deliver that to their consumer. Look, it's a big vision and mission. What I really like about this company, Charles, though, is this idea is something everyone wants. But traditionally, this is only meant for high net worth investors.
Brian Foote and his team is trying to give access to the individual investor, a narrative that we're all talking here. What I want to caution people, though, is understand this is early stage. Give the company time. I really like what the team's doing. There's some key things that they need to come out, perform on, but this is a company you want to take a look at.
So you'll notice there in that 40-second slot, he crammed it in. He was speaking super fast, and thank you, Rob Luna, for getting HUMBL's name out there even more. They certainly deserve it, and we're glad you're on board with HUMBL as well. So he mentioned about HUMBL having the $1 trillion idea. Now, he could have picked $1 billion, a million, yeah, that would be probably too low, but he could have said $1 billion. No, but he didn't go for the billion. He went right up for the $1 trillion idea that HUMBL has, and I think that is a very profound statement, and a lot of other folks on Twitter also picked up on that statement as well. And Rob Luna is not new to the wealth management. I mean, that's what he does. So this is not a term that he would just throw around just for the sake of views or something. You know, this is a very powerful statement. And then on top of it, now we have the other fellow that's on that network, Luke Lloyd, who also is on Charles Payne's show on Fox Business, that also would like to get an interview with Brian Foote now as well. So lots of exciting things going on right now. So going back to the 2-week thing, I believe that, and this is speculative, but I believe that Rob Luna knows that something's going to be happening within the next 2 weeks, and he doesn't want to say anything until this other thing happens. It might be the update of the app. It could be some other deals that they got going on that's going to be closing, or a combination of both of those things. Remember, Rob Luna signed an NDA, so he has all the information that HUMBL was willing to present to him, of course, but enough information for him to make an educated decision whether or not HUMBL is the real deal and whether or not you and I want to invest in it. But he's already said that this is the $1 trillion idea, you know. So that's just my thought. Now, going further, we have another fellow by the name of Jack Kelly, who is a contributor of Forbes magazine. He's a writer with Forbes magazine, and he also liked to do an interview or a write-up in the Forbes magazine on HUMBL. So we are just, this forward momentum is going to keep going, and it's going to keep getting bigger and stronger, and HUMBL Nation is going to keep growing its family, and we're going to keep getting bigger and stronger as well. And last but not least, we have our ambassadors that are all waiting, ready to roll out. I hear from the grapevine that they will be starting sometime in July, rolling out, and our ambassadors are there to promote HUMBL, to get out in the field and talk to businesses, get them signed up, like PayPal would have perhaps when they first started. And in fact, PayPal was paying people to sign up for them. I don't think HUMBL is going to have to pay anybody to sign up for them because their fees are cheaper. And this is another side point that I just remembered, but PayPal is actually raising their rates, their price to the merchants. So this is just perfect timing. HUMBL is going to have the back door, and I believe that they have been a little bit postponing or stalling, maybe that's a better word for it, until some key other elements came out, perhaps the patents that I spoke about last week in my last video, and how that is going to lock them into the future. They have the patents, they own the rights, and nobody else can use their technology. And that patent's supposed to be issued sometime in August, but no doubt if they happen to roll it out a little bit earlier than that, this technology, likely nobody else is going to have time to infringe on their patent, right? Because it's still about who issued the patent first, or who submitted the paperwork first, and to be well into that 20 months mark or so right now. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching my video. Thank you so much for staying tuned and keeping up with my channel. I'm Nathaniel, and this is what you needed to know today.